Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube series. Enron here. We're here for the last race of the season, the Japanese Grand Prix of the year 2000, Season 3, round number 16. Schumacher, of course, pole position, and he won the race, last race. He's got one hand on the trophy, 6 points ahead. Barrichello, he scooped up a point in the last race. Heavy showers, of course, and torrential rain in both the qualifying and the race. McLaren, both their guys in the top 6, and Williams, both their guys in the top 6. Then he's finished, but he was down the order, of course, because of the weather there in that regard. Diniz, of course, Michael Schumacher with the fastest lap as well, so that's the triple there for him in the last race. We've signed Ixon to a roster, of course, so that's really good for us. Prost, Benetton, and ourselves have all produced a full sponsorship package for next season. So the engine, power, tyres, and fuel have all been chosen for next season, with Minardi and Ron Dennis best or worse than best, respectively. We would have made a loss of 1 million last race, but of course that's because we built a new chassis. So yeah, oh, look at this. New tyres and new fuel for the last race. Is there a hope we can do something with that? I sincerely doubt it. It would have been nice if we gotten that much earlier on. But look, that's the way it is. So let's see how we do. Everything's looking good for next season, I have to say. All of a sudden now, look at that morale. 120% there almost. 111%, 100%, and 110%. So we're looking good, guys. I'm not going to lie. And yeah. New tyres, oh, they're intermediates. Okay, cool. Look, we'll take them. Nice bump up there, actually, from the Elf guys. We won't have them next season, of course. We have AGIP for next season. Let's turn this down a bit. Let's see how much we can get this down. 82. Okay, cool. So yeah, everything's looking good at the moment. As you can see, no changes to the engines, the fuel, or the tyres for next season. So they're just going to be improved on over and over and over again. We're going to try and watch Ferrari for those automatic gears. That's kind of caught my eye. I wanted to look at it. I remember looking at it one time and I was like, I know there's guys there with, you know, level 2 parts. So I wanted to make sure we got those. So for next season, of course, 14.35 million. It's okay, and we will take that. Hopefully that does not get lost on us. We're now on 800k exactly estimated per race for next season. So it's looking good for now. So yeah, I'm going to leave 10% on each of these guys. I know we've them all done. But I believe this guaranteed thing is actually quite cool because they can't not pay you less than what they said they'd pay you. So I want to make sure I actually try and get that at this moment in time. But yeah, other than that, we're just going to confirm the orders. Bit laggy there. Going to confirm the setup, of course, as well. We've already done the rest of it. So we're going to head up now to the designing of the car. So as you can see, the technology will be done, of course. We know that always gets done pretty much at this rate, and we're going to upgrade that. But also, the other thing that I noticed as well was the driving aids weren't done, which is kind of a little bit surprising to me. I'm not going to lie. It's not a disaster, but at the same time I thought it would have gotten a bit more than that. And there we go now, we built the final spare as well. We're going to try and work on the reliability of the hydraulics as well for next season. I'm not sure if that will carry forward that bit into next season, but look, if it does, and if it doesn't, it's not a huge disaster. We're not going to spend any of our spares because it's the last race. It's unlikely we will get any good result out of this in terms of beating Benetton. So we're just going to get into Japan and see how we do. Hopefully we can make sure we retain that 5th place in the funding. Okay guys, here we go. Let's get into it. As you can see here, of course, as well, no changes to the competitor list. It is the last race of the season. Overcast conditions, so there's always a chance that our guys could do something here, but it's unlikely. Let's see how we do in qualifying. So Villeneuve on pole from Schumacher and Frentzen. So Schumacher is ahead of Frentzen. Not looking good for Frentzen now, it has to be said. It looks like the McLaren is just a better car. With Schumacher ahead of him. And it has to be said that Williams, I think, has been actually the best car this season. But they've just not had the right ingredients around them to make up and help that chassis along. Diniz actually out-qualified Barrichello, but they've both been out-qualified by the Benettons, respectively. Fisichella ahead of Diniz and Hill ahead of Barrichello. So I think it does go to show that the Benettons upgraded their car, and that's something we're going to have to look at in future seasons if we're serious about 4th position. A very dry race, great. It probably won't make a difference though. I'm not going to bother with a one-stopper here for either of our guys. Let's just get into it. Let's get the result and we can reflect on the season. So, Michael Schumacher is your world champion of 2000, just like real life, with Irvine in second. And it obviously looks like that Frentzen has had a failure of some sort. Barrichello, of course, has had one as well. With Villeneuve in third, Nakano fourth, fifth for Rosset, and sixth for Fisichella, picking up that point there ahead of Deniz, with Hill in eighth position. So, I wonder what the failure was. An engine failure on Barrichello's parts. Maybe that new engine not as reliable as we thought. But Frentzen with a suspension failure means that Schumacher actually takes the title by 16 points in the end, a comfortable margin. And Irvine coming good in the second half of the season, particularly the final 4 races, it has to be said. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the performance of my guys, particularly Barrichello. He had a good season, but Hill was a monster. He actually scored more points than Nakano in what I think, handling-wise, was the best car this season in terms of the Williams. So, yeah. Lacey with that singular point there for Jordan, and that's going to be crucial for them to get that funding. But yeah, look guys, in the end, McLaren top 135 or 138 from Ferrari's 115. Williams on 93, 39 points for Benetton. We're on 30 in 5th place, and Jordan on 1 point. So as you can see guys, at the end of the season, Schumacher is static at winning another World Championship, McLaren with another Constructors, Pollock worst manager, best manager Ron Dennis. And we end up on 6 million for the year with a 4.9 million profit this season. And as you can see, look at that trend. Okay, stationary and then up, and then starts slightly stopping, and then of course we build our cars and it drops off quite a bit there towards the end of the season. In terms of funding for next season, we actually got 16.6 million, which is a million a race. That's really good. I'm really happy with that, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, if you look back, let's go back up. Let's have a look. 2.3 million for this season over the course of the season, and 2.3 million over the course of the season is 150k per race. So we're going to be earning 850k more a race, which is staggering, really. You know, it's not a team deal. You know, we're losing the team deal. It's absolutely not ideal. But at the same time, that team deal hasn't been the major difference for us. You know, it's been a good thing, but it's not been the major difference. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this season so far. Let's have a look now at the review. So it's a great result for Stewart. We had a great year. We aim for consistency, and we must at least finish in the same position next year. It's going to be tough with the drivers we have, but if the car is good and we can make money, that is the main thing for us. I hope the game has not just crashed when I press that button there. We will find out in a few seconds. The game may have crashed, guys. Bear with me. I think it actually has crashed. Uh-oh, we might have to go back, guys, and redo the Japanese Grand Prix. No, it hasn't. Okay, we're in, we're good. Right. Crisis averted. That was a little bit scary. But yeah, guys. Brilliant so far. I'm really happy. So let's see. Your driver recruitment has resulted in a problem with team orders. This may result in a problem. Okay, cool. Decreased mechanic ability. Oh no. Increased driver skill. Increased driver wet weather. Okay, good. The mechanic one's a little bit worrying. Ernst Keller now is only 2. 3, 3, 3. So Yves Lambert obviously comes in as well. Look at that skill, like 4, but the driver speed is 1. That's hilarious. Okay, so Meccano's actually going to be a good driver in the wet, so we're not out of it in terms of the wet weather this season. So yeah, guys, look, little sneak preview. You can see, of course. We know what our sponsors are for this season, of course, or for next season rather. You're looking at Bridgestone, Agate, Boss, Ventura, and Bic, and this is what we have for this season, of course. So guys, thanks very much for watching the series. Thanks to you guys who've been dedicated to stick around for the 3rd season. There are going to be more seasons. This definitely won't be the last one, 2001. Coming up, I reckon we'll probably be going to 2003 or 2004, unfortunately, guys. For those of you who are like, oh no, I'm into it now, but I can't keep going. For those of you guys who are really enjoying it, we're going to be here for a few more seasons. We're going to try and make the next step. Get in a really good technical director and chief designer. Getting top-class drivers, not Michael Schumacher, but good drivers. And we'll aim for a world championship as soon as we can. Thanks very much. Enjoy.